RDNA 5 is real, and it looks like AMD is cooking. Hey, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. So we've got the best confirmation yet that AMD are working on their next generation GPU architecture. And it's all come thanks to famous Twitter leaker Kepler L2, who spotted their identifier for their brand new architecture in the LLVM compiler, which is basically a code compiler. GFX 13, or more specifically GFX 1310, which is supposed to be AMD's new next generation GPU architecture. So if you're wondering what all that means, when AMD compile the code for their GPU architecture, they assign it an identifying name. Previously, RDNA 4 was GFX 12, RDNA 3 was GFX 11, so naturally GFX 13 is going to be the next generation architecture. They used to really break it down and give them all different sort of names, but I guess since RDNA 4 that's become a bit difficult because they've got AI, mobile, desktop, and AI applications, MPUs, and all that crazy stuff, so they'd have a whole bunch. So I think they've just given it one identifying name over the last couple of generations just to unify everything. Speaking of unification, we previously thought that the next generation architecture was going to be called UDNA. So since Jack Hunter took over at AMD, who is a massive gamer, but he's also really embedded in their core team, they've tried really hard to unify the data center and the Radeon sort of division to have a unified sort of process with their GPU architectures. So they've got the data center and all that stuff, and that used to be called CDNA. Right, and that was Compute DNA. And then they had the RDNA division, which is the Radeon DNA division. So they were sort of separate divisions at some point. What they've done over the last couple of years is brought those closer together and sort of unified them. So when there's a new data center sort of GPU technology, MPU technology, the flow off goes into the gaming division. So that's sort of the idea behind it. And because AMD have been pushing that heavily, everyone thought that UDNA was going to be the new gaming architecture for the next generation. But this little leak seems to point that they're going to go with RDNA 5. Hey, just want to jump in here and say, if you're enjoying any of the content on Computer Games Hardware, please check us a like, share, and subscribe, and support the channel by grabbing a brand new t-shirt. These are our brand new hero tees. It's got the components logo on it, so Computer Games Hardware. It's a 180 GSM shirt. It's got a really nice stitch on the collar, on the sides. It's also tubular, so there's no stitching on either side. It's really comfortable. It's nice and weighty, but super breathable as well. So it's actually perfect for shooting these videos with the studio lights and everything. It gets really hot, but it's nice and breathy and it feels really comfortable. They also fit really nice for a big guy like me. We've also got the crew t-shirts, and you can get another cool couple of different styles and different sets of them. Got a whole range of colors as well. You can get them in the classic charcoal, white, black. We've got our Computer Games Hardware orange, our Computer Games Hardware purple as well. It would really go a long way to supporting the channel, and you get something really nice for yourself or a loved one. So check out my store, computergameshardware.myshopify.com, or have a look right in the YouTube app in the description below. It has the options to direct you right to it yourself. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And to be honest, guys, I think that's the best decision AMD could have possibly made, because the Radeon and the RDNA branding, along with the Ryzen branding, has been synonymous over the last 10 to 12 years, and shifting away from it without some really great new technology or some massive improvement scale and some really sort of next gen sort of type of desktop gaming application would be a little bit of a mistake, because this stuff's all going into, as I said, handhelds. It's going into gaming laptops. It's going into all the consoles and everything. So shifting away from RDNA would be a mistake at this time. So we've actually got eyes on the RDNA 5 branding. So it looks like all that stuff has trickled away. AMD have come to their senses, and we are going to get RDNA 5 in the near future. I think this is really encouraging news because it means that we're a step closer to PlayStation 6. It means we're a step closer to Radeon desktop, hopefully in the high end, because we know Mark Cerny.
To be clear, I'm Mark Cerny.
And the PlayStation team did a lot of work on FSR 4, and if AMD are bringing their code to the compiler stage within their software and their toolkit sets and things like that, it means they're getting pretty close to developing this code for their next generation architecture. So that is good news. But when is it coming? We already know that AMD projected mid 2027. So to me, that means like late 2028, if we're going to be honest. I'm not really encouraged by the state of things at the moment that this is going to be anytime soon. I'm guessing the next time we'll hear about RDNA 5 may be CES 2027. If you're saying, Dan, seeing RDNA 5 in some code compiler somewhere doesn't exactly make me want to drop my pants, I get it, but there is some other information to go with. So recently AMD had their financial analyst day where they got together and discussed their financial earnings, their projections for the future, and all their roadmaps and things like that, and talk about the GPU roadmap, calling the 6000 series the sort of foundation of AI, having the 7000 series being the first gen of AI, having the 9000 series be second generation AI with really optimized AI pipeline, second generation ray tracing as well. And when they look to the future, so it gets to 2025 and sort of stops going into 2026, and for next gen they talk about having next gen AI and next generation ray tracing. So it looks like we're going to see an improvement in next generation ray tracing, ray generation, which is positive to see because even Intel's catching up at a rate that AMD don't want to be caught with their pants down, if we're going to use that analogy today. So XeXS 3 is coming out. New Battle Mage GPUs are on the horizon for the Pro series, so it seems like the gamer versions of those GPUs will be out sometime this year as well. So things are starting to heat up a little bit in the GPU space. So what do you guys think? Do you think that RDNA 5 is going to be a big generational leap over RDNA 4? Do you think all this next generation AI and ray tracing is going to have the impact that AMD are hoping? I certainly hope they do. I think that they might run the risk of falling behind the curve a little bit if they don't get this out on time or even sooner. They've given NVIDIA a pretty wide berth to be able to do whatever they want in this sort of AI boom that they've done. They've really been playing catch up, so much so that Intel's finally starting to creep in. Do you think Intel's going to have a big impact before AMD can even release any products? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, I just thought you guys would like to know. It looks like AMD are really focusing on their partnerships, so they want to have good results for Sony, for Xbox they talked about as well. But they also did manage to talk about the desktop over the last couple of weeks. So that has been encouraging to see because I'm sort of starting to chomp at the bit for new hardware. It's been a little bit of a lull for AMD fans out there. What do you guys think? Are you ready to hear more about next generation Zen 6, Zen 7 and RDNA 5? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. I just thought you'd like to know that. So if you found that interesting, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to see any RDNA 5 rumors soon? Hit me up in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I had a good time making this one. If you had a good time watching, you can support the channel by getting a new t-shirt, computergameshardware.myshopify.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.